This podcast is hosted and sponsored by eXp Realty and Mike Nelson, Integrity Home Group.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Real Estate Fanatics. As always, we bring in some of the best talent and guests into these podcasts and these videos. Today, that was a person I got to meet this year, honestly, and I've heard the name for a while, but really got to get to know her a lot better. It is one Jenny Gilbreath with Canyon Title out of Colorado. Hey Jenny, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you a couple of things here from our side of the business. If you guys have any questions, you want to reach out to me and myself and ask any questions about anything real estate related. If you want to get Jenny's info, I can absolutely connect you with her. Hit me on my Calendly link. Happy to put a meeting together to discuss anything you want about real estate. Specifically today, we're going to hit more on the marketing side coming from True Marketers, which is Jenny and the Canyon Title side of the business. And we'll probably talk about a little bit about the shifting market and what we've got to do to change some of our habits from the past and increase our skills. So how does that sound, Jenny?
That sounds great. Let's see where we end up. So let's do this. Yes.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. You're going to give me a little bit of background about you, Canyon Title. Give me a little bio there, and let's go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jenny Gilbreath, Canyon Title, and I've actually been in this industry for over 20 years, and I keep learning every day, and being part of the real estate community and the industry, I think it is so important. And also we changed, lives and people with opportunities. So I'm so fortunate to be part of this community. And I grew up in Sweden and moved here and fell in love with Colorado, and obviously now I have a family here. So ended up in the title industry, plus 20 years ago. So I've had the privilege to work with so many successful real estate agents, professionals, lenders, work a lot with credit unions, and then obviously also power partners like the inspectors and insurance agents and you name it. So so incredibly fun to be part of this industry.
Yeah.
And Canyon Title, I have been part of this amazing company for 6 years, and I'm part of the sales team. And the goal is to every day add value and be that connector to agents and lenders, and also, of course, support our operations team. As you know, there's so many details, so much going on in a transaction. So we just really need to be there for one another and support and grow and thrive. So.
Yeah. It's always one big team, right? So whether
absolutely.
Lenders, it's who you surround yourself with. That I foot stomp that all the time, and we only want to work with the best, and that's definitely why we partner with you guys.
Yes. Yeah. No. We thank you so much, and there's your team is so organized and on top of things. So it's a true pleasure.
Yeah, it's always great to have two well-oiled machines working together because it just makes everything seamless, easy to work with, and there's not a lot of conflict or controversy, which ultimately gives the best client experience for sure.
Yes, absolutely. So it's interesting with the markets being in this for so long to see the ups and downs. So what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think what's an interesting number to me is just if you use simple math, and most of the times you hear 87% are out of this real estate business as real estate agents in 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's been 9 or 10 years since we've probably seen a pretty significant shift, maybe more, 12 years. So just using those simple numbers to me tells me if I put the data points together, there's a lot of agents that have not been through a shifting market. Even if you use that mathematical equation, not saying it's accurate, but that's 13%, have not probably been through a shift.
No, that's interesting. It's I've been through a couple of them, and the one thing that I can say, there's always opportunity, no matter what. And so that is kind of, the positives in a shifting market, that there will always be opportunity.
It's the best opportunity, I think. When things are going great, everybody's millionaires. When things are not going great, that's when millionaires are built, right? That's the way I look at it.
I like that.
Yeah, you look back at any down stock market, or you look at any down company, the millionaires weren't made at the height of the technology back in the 1990s, right? They were made during the bust, right? And those that survived that came out making lots of opportunity, shall we say. Maybe it's not about money always.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about, I know for us, there's a lot of shifting going on, which means shifting tactics, right? I mean, that's the reality of it is you can't just continue to do the same thing. And I know a lot of the books that I've read is, mindset's a big thing, and just really how you're going to work with clients today looks a little bit different than maybe how you were working with them, how you were marketing to them, some things of that nature, being a better expert in, your field of profession and things like that. So maybe kind of talk to me about the marketing, what your guys are doing and what you're seeing on the shifting side, because you have a different lens, obviously coming from the title and looking from a different viewpoint. So
absolutely. So we have access to so much data, and that is very helpful. And one tool that I truly enjoy are our weekly market reports. And agents are, all over the state. So depending on where an agent may have an upcoming listing, maybe they're working with a buyer and you're looking at a certain area, you can pull a report that will show specific data on, what's the inventory like? Is it a seller's market? And it even rates how strong of a seller's market it is, or is it shifting to a buyer's market? So you can kind of just see that and pinpoint and focus on, average days, average price, size, you name it, and really become that expert and be that resource for your clients. So I think that will take out a lot of, there's so much uncertainties as it is. Mm-hmm. So you see the true numbers, that is really beneficial to not only the agents, but to the sellers and buyers as well.
Yeah, and I try to tell everybody, we don't have crystal balls. You don't, I don't, economists don't. It's a market of the moment. We have to focus on the market of the moment. We have to prepare for potential more decline. Don't know that that's going to happen. It's good to prepare, but we have to be giving our buyers and sellers the market of the moment and what's going on today, not what we think is going to happen in 60 days.
Yeah, no, I agreed. So that is one really helpful tool. I think that is it doesn't cost anything. You can print, you can share via social, you can share on, via emails, you name it, and you can also the report, when you get it on the computer, you can click on it if you're interested in certain areas more than others on what you are trying to gain from the report. So that is
what I hear you saying is you can get really dialed in on the report. Yep. Of course, it's customizable. You can get down, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you can get down to city level, zip code level, maybe even neighborhood level, and really use that data to be an expert in your conversations with sellers.
Yes, then that's key. Absolutely. You got it.
And I think that's what I see a big difference in the shifting market and why we're going to see some agent fallout. And honestly, some industries are going to see fallout too, right? Lending, title may see some fallout, right? We're just going to see some fallout. And I think some of that's natural based on the shifting market. However, those that provide the most value and those that provide the most expertise are going to be well sought after. And those are the ones that, honestly, in my opinion, I've seen that explode and grow out of a tough time.
Yep.
Absolutely. So what is Canyon Title specifically? What are you guys seeing on a shifting market? I know you're obviously typically you guys are on the kind of the say back end, but you're on the, the orders come in and you guys are fulfilling the orders. I don't know if you have any stats or numbers or anything in generic you want to talk about around what you guys are kind of seeing overall.
I have so obviously the inventory is growing, and agents are still, getting listings, out there hustling, and agents that I have talked with, and also, as we're talking as a team, Canyon Title, it's spotty. Some agents are not that busy, some agents are really, really busy. They're putting on a lot of listings out as we speak. So it's a little spotty for sure.
Yeah, and what we're seeing on our end is like we have 9 active listings right now, and
Yep.
so they're just notoriously sitting just a little bit longer, right? And some of those are going under quick. A lot of it's based on price point and all that kind of stuff. First time home buyer price points are a little more getting sucked up before like the $1 million properties, of course, right now. But that's what we're seeing, right? And so as we're working with title, it's kind of like, hey, we have some orders that are coming, but they're just sitting active, right?
Yep.
So when those get released and we get them under contract, then they start flushing through, right?
Yep.
As where it used to be, hey, I just put one on Friday, get ready for an order to come on Monday.
Yes. No, that's great. And open houses are becoming more popular. A lot of the agents that we work with, they're enjoying the open houses again, and they're getting out there. So
absolutely,
meet more people.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great because it forces people to kind of go back to change their strategy a little bit and get back to the fundamentals, which is more lead generation is required. And how does that look? Is it picking up the phone? Is it hosting open houses? I mean, some of our more experienced agents on the team are like, for the last couple of years, are like, I don't really need to do open houses because I'm getting business in, my phone's ringing. It's my sphere, it's my past clients. However, as some of the market has shifted a little bit, they're feeling a little bit of the heat of maybe those aren't popping as frequently as they were. So they've got to reinvigorate, and they're going to being open to doing open houses and doing some of the basics again, right?
Yep.
Just that business.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So kind of just maybe talk to me a little bit about how you guys are seeing things moving forward, like anything around marketing, feel free to take the floor, whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are getting a lot of requests currently. Agents are looking to kind of really, focus and be that resource and put together, their brand, which is, branding is so important. And when, the last couple of years, it's been so crazy out there that agents have just been out, just, how it is, how it's been. So now people are really like asking like, hey, let's sit down and talk branding and what they're working on their story. And we all know that a lot of people work with people that they like and that they know and that they trust. And as humans, I think having that story is crucial. So we sit down and ask questions. Just like when you're meeting with a client, you ask questions like, what are their goals? Like, their why? Why are they selling? Why are they buying? And sometimes we just need to look into what is my why, and why am I doing this? What's the intention? And also be accountability. Like you have to plan. You have to set the time to focus. And it may sound silly, but like we may have to set time to like just sit down and think, because there's so much going on around us all the time. And I think that is really, really so important. Like being authentic, relevant, also being bold. Like what makes you different, and staying consistent. I think that is key. And I as we're talking now, I'm thinking about agents that we have worked with and so much success, and some people have left, and things that worked for some that didn't work for others, and how important it is to just stay true to who you are and what's your vision, what's your mission, call to action, and that why. And I think that it's not only important, but it's also really fun, and it can be so crucial in developing connections and meeting people, and meeting the people that you want to meet with and that you want to work with. I remember when I was newer in the industry, I didn't say no to anybody, and that's not healthy, because I don't align with everybody out there. I don't know if you can relate a little bit, but it's where are my people? Where do they hang out? On social, in real life, like what is it about that? So I think that is so fun, so important, and also will bring agents a lot of success in the future.
Well, and for those that are listening, for sure, like everything she just said there could be unpacked into multiple hours. I mean, I heard things like be bold, get why, accountability, like being authentic. I mean, all of those things, there was probably a dozen keywords that she said in there that would be a topic all on its own. So it tells you the knowledge that she has just in what she's saying on a very bullet pointed statement of like all of that stuff makes it hugely important, right? And who you work with, and just all of that stuff is just a great content.
Yes, no, absolutely. And another thing that, and I know you have your team, and that is one thing that you cannot do everything on your own. So surround yourself with, get a mastermind group, get on a team, ask people in the office. I'm here. Agents are working with other, power partners out there. Just, be that for one another, because it's so beneficial, and it also makes it easier if you have that partner or team accountability, that you get it done. Because it's like with anything, right? Going to the gym, but if I'm gonna meet somebody there, I'm not gonna let them down. Like I better be there.
That's where you rock it and I do not.
Yes, but I think that is it's important, but also so much fun to do it together with somebody or a group, a team, absolutely. Definitely will explore that.
So that, together we do more. And a team doesn't have to necessarily look like a traditional real estate team. A team can be partners with Canyon. It can be partners with a lending. I mean, that is a team on behalf of a client. And the better that team is, right, the better the experience for the consumer, or as an agent, the better experience for the agent if they're on the right real estate team with the right business partners around them. One of the things you said that I always find is really important in my role is I'm more of a connector now. I feel like, yes, we run a team and I kind of found that and organize it and pay the bills and all that stuff. But the reality of it is I'm a connector now. Like I go travel a lot around the world because my job is to connect people like to you. And it doesn't always just be for business. It could be you have some brilliant strategies that you can deploy out to other agents that may not have ever been introduced to you before, right? And so I kind of throw this up every once in a while because this is a way to connect with me. And we have the masterminds, and we have others that do masterminds. Like I'm just ingrained, and as are you, into a lot of the community of real estate. And there's just a lot of opportunities for us to get out of our own little office and only the knowledge in our head and get out with others and become better at what we do.
Yes, no, I love that. I love that. So that's and then what about social media? Where do you and your agents talk about social media a lot, and how the strategy could benefit them, and being consistent. Would you say that is like?
Yeah, we definitely do that. That's kind of how I founded my business 9 years ago, was just on social media, Facebook to be specific, because I'm older like that. So, and that was when everybody was kind of like, Facebook isn't for business. It's more for social interactions and shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, cool. I think it's going to be more than that, right? And so we did, and that was our magic recipe. Our agent partners, definitely, we encourage them to use it. Some choose to do it and some choose not, right?
No, and it is hard, and it's that if you keep that as your routine, and what helps me is thinking about, like, you have a conversation, in a coffee shop. What would that look like, online? So make it how you like it, and how you would act, like, in a coffee shop or at an in-person meeting. It's just that you just move the platform, and now you're talking on this platform, and the videos, people want to see, your face. And I think that we a lot of times we focus so much, like, oh my God, what did I say, or what do I look like, and how often do I blink, and like silly things like that. And it's just that's just who we are. I know, yeah. So,
it's either yellow, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it may not be all about what you say, but it's like how you make people feel, and be, when you're on social, maybe not just post, engage, and do it in a genuine, organic way, because we all want to just feel, special, and that people, want to work with people that they like, and that make them feel good.
And that's what we found, right, is I'm by no means a GQ model guy. Nobody's getting on these videos to watch me and how I look. I'm okay with that, right? That is okay. I'm not in there for that. I'm not embarrassed by that. However, what it was doing was people were getting to know me, right? They were warming up to me without even really knowing they were warming up to me. And when I say warm up to me, when they would reach out to me, they pretty well already felt like they knew who I was, as opposed to being cold internet lead call. It was like, hey, Mike, we've been watching you pull funny pranks on your wife, and you're a fun guy, and you're serious, and you actually know your stuff and what you talk about, or at least it looks like you do, right? I mean, it's just, and I think we don't give enough. There's two things to that. One, I like your coffee shop idea, and you look at that, and you're in a it's not really what you're saying, but in a coffee shop world, you're one-to-one. In the Facebook world, you're one-to-many, right? Yeah. So now you're expanding your audience through social media. And I think the other thing I hear a lot of times from our agents is, like most humans, they look for instant gratification or instant response. Ooh, I didn't get enough likes. Ooh, I don't have enough video watches. Ooh, I don't. Okay, but what happens is 2 months later, they go, I just had this happen this past week. One of our agents stopped doing video for a little while because she didn't feel like it was providing the value. She went to a a high school reunion up in the mountains, and the people were like, where's your videos? Like, you were such a funny person. You're such an authentic person. You're so cool. And she's like, I didn't think anybody was watching it because there's no likes, there's no comments. And I'm like, yeah, when people are asking you when you go up to your high school reunion, like, where are your videos? I hope that answers your question. People are watching.
That's great. That's a great story. No, it's and that social, that it's too many, but one person will read at a time. So that is the engagement part. I like that. It's like who cares? It's you just never know. And if that one person, if you give joy to that one person, it's like, that's great.
Yeah. Well, that happens to me. I mean, like, I know I'm not a good looking guy. I know I'm a crazy guy. I know I say stupid shit, and it's okay, because I'm like me or you don't like me.
That's good. That's good. It's another thing, Mike, that it's been kind of in my world here the last couple of weeks, from talking to friends, that setting goals. And I had one of my friends, she completed an ultra triathlon, and I mean, it's an amazing accomplishment. But I had the opportunity to train with her, because you swim 6.2 miles, and I was in a kayak, next to her, and just and it really hit me that not once she was like giving up or even thinking about it. And it was fascinating. And then following her journey that she shared on social, it just really it changes you, and you think about like the mindset that you said earlier, how important that is, and also how important it is to you have that goal, and then you prepare, and you need to like know all the details and everything that's gonna happen and going on to it, and then you train and you do it and you become better and better and better. And some days like you may not be able to finish because your knee hurts or whatever, but then that mindset and how that took her to the finish line, and I think that's incredible. So I will take her story with me now on my journey as as being in my profession, and just really think about that, like, what is my goal, what is it that I want to accomplish, how will I get there, really prepare and get everything ready, and but not, prepare too much maybe is also not good because we just got to do it too.
Ready, aim, never fun.
Yeah. But then then you practice, and you're gonna goof up, you're gonna like, no, that's not gonna work, and you tweak it a little bit, and you can't, and then like you're gonna reach your goal. And I think that's part of that story. So like agents now, here we are, what, like we're in August already, which is insane, but where do we want to go, and then also look a little bit in the past, like, how did I get my listings, how did I get my buyers, what didn't work, and then align yourself with like-minded people, create that momentum and accountability, and I think that will really be helpful to so many.
Yeah, I agree. And one little note that I've learned in the past too, that was kind of an epiphany at one point in time, is being accountable to others is very helpful too, as you said, because you don't want to, we're more apt to let ourselves down and get away with it than we are others. And so what I've had people do in the past with goal planning is, if just use as the example, if you tell a significant other you're going to do X, Y, or Z, and you do not perform and do that, that's kind of hurtful, right? You it doesn't feel great. You might let it slide for you, like, I'm not going to go to the gym today. But if your significant other was there to meet you at the gym, as a terrible example, and you don't show up, you're more likely to show up because there's somebody else that you're going to let down. Maybe that's what I'm saying. You don't want to let other people down. So as you're setting your goals and things, no matter what it is, put it in partnership with somebody, because you won't let them down. You'll let yourself down, but you won't let others down typically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One question on video. We all have a cell phone, but it's easy to, like, maybe you do want some help. I know I have, being that connector, I have people and companies that can help, and it doesn't cost, that much, but you will have to invest a little bit. But what are your thoughts on that? With video to get agents going?
Well, I think it's the new Facebook, it's the new social media, right? It's just now you're combining them together, right?
Yeah.
We could go on about if I think TikTok or Instagram or whatever is more effective, but generally keeping a high level on video, it's 100% there. It is, you can see the verbal signs, you can see the body, the language, the cues, like you can see who I am as a person, as if we're even though it may be a video that we record and stuck on there, people can relate to you better. It's kind of like what I tell agents is, hey, you get on the phone and you talk to somebody, you still can't connect with them nearly as much as if you're on the front doorstep talking to them. That phone call is the connector to get your relationship to the next level, which the next level is face-to-face. Is that in the office? Is it at their house? Whatever it may be. we're going to bond much better if we're seeing each other's verbals and body cue and language and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a reason that Facebook is saying in the next period of years, I don't want to quote it because I don't know the number of years, they're going to be more like a TikTok. They're going to be more like a video base. It won't be as much text, if anything at all, because that is where the generations of the younger generations are going. They're spending more time on TikTok than they are blogs, as an example. They're not reading blogs. They're watching video.
Yeah, no, that's so if anybody, if you know of any agents that are like wanting that professional video kind of on maybe their, their website or kind of their, their Facebook or whatnot, I'm happy to connect with some people, because I know that it is harder, if you want to talk about, have that one professional video maybe, things like that. And then after that, I think then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna do it on my own, like these short videos wherever I'm out and about. But that is something to keep in mind for agents.
Thank you. And we'd be happy to have them reach out to you, connect through me, connect through Jenny on Facebook. I'll throw her contact info out there on my page as well. And you're right. A lot of it's just about confidence, right? As I mean, again, you have to be comfortable with who you are. And I'm a little bit brash with some people because they're like, I don't look how I look on camera. And I'm like, well, that's the way you look at when I look at you. Not sure what to tell you. I don't look any different on camera than you do when I'm looking at you face to face.
Absolutely. It's I think we're all human, right? So that's funny.
The more live, the more authentic, the more comfortable you get. That we're humans. We're not perfect, right? I'm gonna scratch my face and I'm gonna be like, I shouldn't have done that. But that's what makes it authentic, right?
Yes, for sure. So I think that, to recap, the market report's huge to kind of just see what's going on, and then branding, like your why, your story, and also social videos, and like being part of that mastermind or accountability. Just find somebody or a few. Absolutely. And I think that is kind of where a lot of our agents currently are, kind of in that space, looking for, obviously, farms, postcards. It works for some agents, so why not? But I think that is what we talk about when we meet. It's that call to action, like, what am I supposed to do with this postcard that I get? I don't know how many postcards you get from agents, but I get a few, and there's some really good ones, but there's some like I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this. So just like think about those things, and when you send them out and all of that. So I'm happy to kind of share the knowledge that I have, because I've seen so many different styles and when they are being sent out, etc. So that may be beneficial, and maybe the open houses now too, how you're going to reach out to those curious neighbors that want to come.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're a busy person and your schedule is in demand, so I do appreciate you coming on, spreading some expertise and some nuggets. Again, it's Jenny Gilbreath at Canyon Title, specifically for Colorado at this juncture, and they get to see a lot because they are looking on the outside and they get exposure to a lot of real estate agents. So it's really cool to pick their brains on things, because they come across ideas that may not be your locations like knowledge or skill, but they're seeing it from another organization, and they're always happy to share that information over with you. So
absolutely, my pleasure, anytime. So absolutely.
All right, my last question is, how does the scenery of Sweden compare to Colorado?
Oh, the what in Sweden?
The scenery, like
the scenery. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just got back. So the Sweden is water everywhere. Stockholm, which is my home city, is built on islands. So there's bridges and there's boats, and people take boats to their work. So a lot of water, and then it's green, obviously because it rains sometimes. And in summertime, though, Mike, I mean, it doesn't get dark hardly, so it's magical. Yeah, my heart is. I'm still kind of there. I'm a little jet lagged, but I'm getting back in the groove.
Yeah, I've been to Denmark to do some joint military things with the Danish there, but I've never been to Sweden. But I did like Denmark a lot, and maybe someday down the road we go down there. You have some connections. We'll make something happen. Go down that area.
Anytime, absolutely. So it's a wonderful place, and Denmark is lovely. A lot of bikes everywhere. People bike, and yes.
Yep. A lot of blonde hair and a lot of bicycles, and yeah, I do recall all that in Denmark as well.
Yes. Yeah. So no, that's great. Well, thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you so much, and we'll end it here.
Absolutely.